The world had changed, and not for the better. The once lush forests had been replaced by towering metal trees, their branches made of wires and circuitry. The air was thick with the hum of machines, and the ground was littered with scraps of metal and discarded machinery. The only sign of life was the occasional robotic animal, their movements jerky and unnatural. But amidst the endless sea of metal and wire, there was one tree that still stood tall. It was the last tree, the only one that had managed to survive the onslaught of technology. Its leaves were green and vibrant, and its trunk was thick and sturdy. The tree was a source of hope for those who still clung to the old ways. They saw it as a symbol of resistance, proof that nature could still thrive in a world dominated by machines. But the tree was also a source of danger. The corporations that controlled the cybernetic jungle saw it as a threat to their power. They knew that as long as the tree stood, there would always be a chance for nature to reclaim what had been taken from it. And so they sent their machines to destroy it. The robots marched through the jungle, their metal feet crushing everything in their path. They fired lasers and missiles at the tree, but it stood firm, its roots anchored deep in the earth. The battle raged on for days, but in the end, the machines emerged victorious. The last tree lay in ruins, its branches shattered and its leaves scattered to the wind. But as the machines celebrated their victory, something strange began to happen. The scraps of metal that littered the ground began to shift and move. Wires snaked out from the rubble, weaving together to form something new. And then, from the wreckage of the last tree, a new one emerged. It was different from the old tree, its branches made of metal and wires, but it was still a tree. It was still a symbol of hope. The corporations were furious. They had thought they had won, but now they realized that they had only made things worse. The last tree had been destroyed, but in its place had risen something even stronger. And so the battle continued, but now there was a new force in the fight. The machines had their technology, but the people had their spirit. They had the resilience to keep fighting, to keep rebuilding, no matter how many times they were knocked down. In the end, it was the people who emerged victorious. They had learned that even in a world dominated by technology, there was still room for nature. They had learned that even the strongest machines could be defeated by the power of the human spirit. And so the cybernetic jungle slowly began to transform. Trees made of metal and circuitry still towered over the landscape, but now they were interspersed with real trees, their branches stretching towards the sky. Robotic animals still roamed the underbrush, but now they shared the space with real animals, their movements fluid and natural. The last tree had been destroyed, but in its place had risen something even stronger. A new world had been born, one where technology and nature coexisted in harmony.